Hey there, everybody. It's Nikki Jordan in take two. I don't know what happened last time, but this is Nikki Jordan of Got Space, and I wanted to talk to you about demanding more of myself for creating a better life and a better world. And this is really important to me. It's COVID is, as I said yesterday when I said I was going to do this for 10 weeks. COVID has really shown me and many people what we want to get rid of, that sort of the noise that busied us, that maybe distracted us from what we really want, even if we didn't know what we really wanted, but that just kept us from knowing it. And then as it went on, and it seemed like this was going to go on for a while, and I said in my post yesterday, my life got more and more unkind everywhere around. There were just problems. There were problems with people, family, ideas, the world, my nation. It just was unrelenting. And so I decided, what can I do? Because I started to feel like recently I was just breaking down, and it was like, okay, I'm not going to get off the couch and teach anymore. I'm just going to give up. And I'm like, but wait a minute, that's not me. That's not me. Where is that coming from? And I said, I've been sitting around doing less for a while, and there is something brewing. And so for the second time in a year, usually I do these annually, I'm going to do a 10-week program. And this one really is to get me, I'm committing myself to this, and that's why I do it publicly. This is definitely about me, but it's about us. Because if you join me, the energy starts to change really fast. And when we make a demand of ourself, we start to change the energy around us pretty quickly. And today's demand for me is not going to be what I thought it was. I sat all day going, what is it? What is it? And I was like, maybe I was trying to get it right or get it important or get it simple so anyone could understand it or whatever it is. And then I realized, no, I'm sitting here because I have to hear what is my first thing. And it was what I thought. I thought I was going to do something simple, which is not simple for me, just so you know. It's full of rejection and avoidance and all of that, which is finishing my taxes for the accountant who asked for them a couple weeks ago. And getting rid of the things on the stairs that drive me crazy, that I walk by all COVID, that I just don't want to deal with, old electronics or whatever. These were not what I wanted to start with. This morning I woke up, and if most people know me, I'm pretty much not a person who cries. I find space, I change energy, I work with the universe, I channel energies, I bring things in to solve problems. But today, I couldn't stop crying. And I was like, the tears were coming out of my eyes. I'm like, what the heck is this? What the heck is this? And I was really, truly not only hurting for my own family, but I was hurting for other people, and I was starting to lose hope in my country. And I'm like, my God, I've never felt that in my life, not even during the nuclear Cold War age. I just didn't. And I'm like, what is it? And then I'm like, I need to talk to some people, random people. And I did today. I ran into them on my dog walk, and I talked to people. When they asked me how I was, I said, I'm really not very good. We walked by with our masks on, and they stopped. And they said, why? We got into long conversations, and one of them was an African-American grandmother, and we talked the most. That was really interesting. We said we both needed this conversation. And so what I've known today that I wanted to do, the demand I want to make of myself, is what I've been doing for a long time. But it's hitting in a different way. And that is, we all have shades down that are filtered. And that is the filter through which we see the world. And we make our concept of reality based on those filters. And it is time for the shades to come up. And so I'm demanding myself to see the shades come up on a lot of things, right? Not just the difficulties my own country is having, not just those kinds of things, but what the shades up on what is actually distracting me that I know or don't know. So all of these are going to be questions about what I know and what I don't know. What shades can come up from whatever I'm hiding from, known or unknown? What shades can come up from whatever I'm refusing to do? So that I can look on the other side of the shade, that if I didn't refuse to do this, or I wasn't distracted, or I wasn't hiding from it, that I would see what could become in the future. And I like this shade to go up for, what I'm refusing. Good, Sandy. What I'm refusing to receive. And if you know me, it's fairly easy for human beings to give. We're pretty good at that. Even if we're stingy, we're better than that than we are receiving. How many of you can truly, energetically, through every cell of your body, receive a compliment? Most of us deflect them, or we say thanks. Just say thanks. Imagine a compliment is coming towards you, or something you actually heard, and feel what your body feels like. It usually tenses up, doesn't soften and receive the whole thing. It doesn't flow through you, fill you up and flow through you. It just doesn't. We just don't receive. We don't receive from nature the way we could. We don't receive from our partners. We don't receive from our children. We don't receive from our parents. We don't receive from just the general society around us. A smile, sometimes we might do that. But there's so much that we're deflecting. And can we lift the shades up? That's what I'm going to do, is lift the shade up on receiving, so I could see the world on the other side. That if I received, what it would feel like. Because the not receiving world is just a shade that's come down. And so what am I avoiding? Everything I'm avoiding, I'm going to raise the shade up on that. And so all of these are awarenesses. These are not actions like doing my taxes, right? But this is where I'm starting. And how the shades of lying to ourselves, or buying the lies, because we're so used to the lies that we feed ourselves, or we hear, and that is just culture, or whatever you want to call it, your tribe, right? What truths can we see now that we lift those shades? And what are we hiding behind that we don't realize we're hiding behind, that affects our societies and the world, and how we act, what we choose to do and not to do, what we choose to feel and not to feel, what gives us the emotional experience of roller coasters in our life, right? So as we raise those shades, are we willing to live for a moment with the uncomfortableness of it if it arrives? It may not arrive. It might feel freeing, because you have to lift those shades without judgment. You lift those shades and you look at what's there. Okay, so what if what I just heard wasn't really true? Or what if what I really believe in isn't really true? Oh, you don't go backwards in a rear view mirror and judge all those years that you've done that, said that, felt that, believed that, ignored that, acted like that, or anything. You're just looking into the future without that filter of avoiding, lying, hiding, rejecting, not receiving. Even what are you not giving that you could give? It felt really good today. I took my daughter to Target. She needed something in the middle of the day. Can do that on some COVID school days, right? And on the way back, we saw a food line. It was really long. It was a really, really long food line. It was social distanced and people had masks on. We were in West Oakland. And I felt so sad. But I was looking at, these are people, and they are hungry. And there was a truck delivering them food, and they were taking it home in boxes. They brought their little carts of whatever kind that they could put the food in. And I was like, I'm going to receive this as the truth. There are so many starving people, and most of us don't see them unless we're doing that. The next light, there was a guy standing there. He had like little kind of walker chair, and he was sitting on it. He was unstable. He was with his cane. He was a larger man, but he had a very kind face. And I rolled down the window, and he asked for money, and I gave him a bag of change, probably about, $5 to $10 in there. He said, really? I said, yeah, you can have that. And he said, thank you. And we just stared eye to eye, mask on, and him. I didn't have mine on. I was in the car, and we went back and forth. And there's something about him. And I said, you want another one? Here, have another one. And he said, thank you so much. And I received his gratitude, right? Because I was willing to have my shade up and look at him. I drive by these people all the time. I might give them an apple or whatever, but this was different. So these 10 weeks are just demanding of yourself something. I don't care if it's that you take 10 minutes to have a cup of coffee by yourself in the morning without really picking up your phone or anything, just petting the cat. I don't care what it is. That when the cat lays down and the dog lays down, and that you actually sit there and pet it and connect with it. It can be that. It can be something, that kindness that you want to offer. It can be a task you want to do. These are irrelevant. It is that we make a demand of ourselves to make our lives better. And therefore make the world around us better. And mine is to lift the shades that have filtered what's really possible out there, what the truth is out there, what I'm not receiving, what I reject, the future that can be without that shade. So you can write down here what you'd like. I'm going to demand this of myself. And then I can look at it and I can support you. Yay, and you can say tomorrow whether you did that or not. I don't care what it is. And in this forum, you can comment. And then when I get the time, I'm going to make a private group that we can be in. But I'm going to put this on here every day. If I skip a day or two, okay, sorry. But I almost didn't do this today, because I was sensing a lot of pain around me, and I was doing something I don't do, which is cry. I can demand of myself the ability to let what I've been holding all this time out. Being a healer, you hold a lot of space for a lot of people, and usually it's just fine because I'm connected to all kinds of great things. But when there is less great things, fewer things out there that are great, it sometimes gets harder because of all the entities that come to me to heal them, which many of you know and some of you don't, is that, your spirit, whatever, can come to me without you even knowing, and I can work with it. I work with all kinds of people I do not know and will never meet. I work with sometimes millions or billions of entities all at once who want to be freed from something. So you can do that. But this was a time when I found that I was losing a care to do anything. And I don't want to do that. So I need to step up to the plate, because I am only here to help. There is no other reason. I asked that, whatever it was, 22 years ago. I said, show me what I'm meant to do, or I'm going to evaporate. I'm going to figure out how to do that. So that's my demand. What's yours? Will you join me? Will you share this? Can we gather more people? Can we make this a snowball? Can people's houses be cleaner now? Can they feed their children better food? Can they take a moment from themselves? Can they go out for a walk? Can they donate money to something that they've never donated to before? Can they listen to somebody whose point of view they don't like? What is it that you are going to demand of yourself to create a greater world and a greater life for you? Okay, have a nice day.